What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
Trash Toons, a show on YouTube. There's no way this can be a regular audio podcast only, but it is a YouTube show from all things comedy, hosted by Dave Anthony and Gareth Reynolds, the two that brought humanity what is known as the Dollop, the American History podcast. They do this second show called Trash Toons, where Dave Anthony will go back in the archives of animated cartoons, of animated children's entertainment, and introduce them, bring them back to life, and introduce them to Gareth Reynolds, who does basically the same thing that he does for the Dollop, which is make fun of it or embrace it, filter it through Gareth's own cartoon-like brain, which is an interesting combination. I mean, Gareth, if you listen to The Dollop, which I highly recommend, one of my favorite podcasts, one of the podcasts, if you want to listen to American history and see truly how far we've come as a culture, as a country, as a species, to see the just exponential leaps that we've come in just science and medicine, and just everything. Go listen to The Dollop and just get your mind blown with how batshit ridiculous things were not that long ago. In an era where, I mean, we're just now cracking the peel of people's ability to just blatantly lie about whatever the fuck they want to lie about and not having the ability to check them on it. A lot of people are getting called out on that. Primarily the president, who, just is a pathological liar and is wrong about everything, but he says it. Some newspaper will, regurgitate it, and then you'll have a bunch of other stupid people just regurgitating the stupid shit. But it was even worse before. It was even worse. It was in the times of where a barber and a surgeon were the same person, and it was very easy to just brand yourself as a surgeon and just do surgery on people. There were no checks and balances and diplomas and things. That is a crazy time not that long ago. So I highly recommend checking out The Dollop, which these two guys, Dave Anthony and Gareth Reynolds, are on. But this one, it's all about cartoons. It's just, you get to see these old-timey cartoons. You get to see how just horrible they are. Just like horrible in every sense of an ignorant species of human, like racist, just misogynist, very just really disturbing on a lot of levels. Like just something that was considered to be entertainment for children, like a thing that was supposed to relate to the mind of a growing adult, a growing child that would make an adult. These things that we would show them as entertainment were just horrendous. And you could see, I mean, everybody's heard of or seen the old Disney, Nazi propaganda, or there tons of racist examples throughout animation and just insensitivity, as it were, in animation through Warner Brothers and Disney and all the different animations. It's problematic. There's so many things that are problematic. You go back and at any amount of time, even you go back to the 80s, there's things from the 80s that are just, that back then were just accepted. There was an excuse there were ways culturally to excuse things that would happen in 80s movies that you just couldn't do today. It's like the Revenge of the Nerds, where the chick is basically drugged and passed out, and a nerd in a costume has sex with her, it's like rape on so many levels. They break into a sorority to like steal underwear, like, and they spy on chicks, like Porkies. They have like they're spying on underage girls in the shower. I mean, I don't know. It's like it's problematic. All of these movies for dudes are problematic. That's what like so many people of my generation, the generation previous to me, grew up on these things, whether it be like our grandparents who grew up on the Trash Toons, or like our generation that grew up on, just watching dudes be complete, toxic masculinity was just like the norm, to just like that's what being a man was, to just do these things. And then, it's tough for people that grew up where that was like okay to do that, to be in a world now where everybody's being called out on it. So it's like, it's an interesting thing if you were to just take a step back from the evolution of our society. You take a step back and you look at all of it, you see where we are now, right? And there's people that want to dig their heels in, and they like, we need to have things back where it used to be, where just everybody can get away with doing all this shit. It's like, we're never going to go back. We're only going forward. Unless technology ceases to exist because of some catastrophic solar flare or earthquakes or whatever happens to where we lose all of our technology, at this very moment, it's only going to get worse for the people that like to hide and be assholes and creeps and are scared. Like, everything's going to be open. There's no secrets. Secrets are going to be very difficult, right? And you can tell the people that have the most secrets nowadays, avoid social media like the plague. Now there's people that just have an addiction problem, like Ari Shaffir has an addiction problem too. He's not worried about his indiscretions getting out into the public, right? That's not why he's still on social media. He's just off of smartphones. But then there's people that are legitimately not on any social media because they don't want to be tagged. They don't want to be shown like out at places where they don't want other people to see. They're very in control of their image to other people, even though most people that know these people understand that they're complete bullshit. They're living in a delusion, and they think they're pulling the wool all over everybody's eyes with their brilliant ability to lie, when the reality is that we're living in a society where you're unable to lie and get away with shit anymore. People are just going to have to learn how to be comfortable with who they are. Like, you need to, humanity, culturally, the best way to evolve and so this doesn't drag you into, whatever. There's going to be a lot of people dying because they're scared of their stress level from their secrets that they've been holding on to their whole life. Like, they're going to be exposed. So that's what Trash Toons is. It's an example of how far we've come, what we've come from. And it's important to understand where we come from, because when you can start seeing the regression, you can start seeing people that are trying to culturally make it okay to go back that way, and they're doing it just so they can get away with other stuff. And I'm not talking about comedians. I'm talking about culturally, Nazis are a thing again, which is, it's like, okay, it's like we need to understand that we've had these paths in the history, and to go back is the wrong direction. That's it. Go check out Trash Toons, All Things Comedy on YouTube. Their All Things Comedy YouTube page. Trash Toons is one of the shows, and The Dollop is another show with Dave Anthony and Gareth Reynolds. Two hilarious human beings. Check it out. But that's it for this episode. New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out daily. Subscribe on IGTV and everywhere else podcasts are found. Go to InspiredDisorder.com and buy some of my artwork. Use coupon code INSPIRED and save 10%. At Ray Taylor for me on all social media. Have a great day, everybody. Peace out!